Michael Warren from the Standard. What was Project 21's actual, interaction with the other speakers in terms of their schedulers and those sorts of things? And just explain that process and explain the last thing you heard, I guess, from those groups.
May I be loquacious? I correct myself, may I be verbose? Okay.
Actually, the one thing that you will not be, and I can't imagine you being, is nerdy.
It's not pretty, but I have long argued quietly that persons such as these three, Reverend Sharpton, Reverend Fauntroy, Marc Morial, and others who we can name that were not named in this, were saying things that were contrary to the America that I knew, the America that I experienced. And that's not to say I lived in a shell. I've been called names. The one club that I was denied membership to in my life happened to be the Jefferson Davis Club, which was a Democrat club, and I was denied membership there. And so, I've gone through those things. I was denied, my son and I were denied a room at a Ramada Inn in Perryville, Ohio, by the night desk person, simply because of the color of our skin. That said, more because of his ignorance than because of the color of our skin, but the two, in this case, rightfully are interchangeable. Based on the comments that were made that last August, leading up to the Beck rally, and I did not attend the Beck rally, but I was being interviewed by CNS News, and I became outraged. I said, enough is enough, that these people are speaking out in such a way as to discourage and to disparage as something that and they were wrong. Early September, I got together with my office. I said, this is what I would like to do. I challenged them in the paper. And within the following 2 weeks, a letter had been drafted, sent to them, registered mail. The letter was actually hand-delivered to Reverend Fauntroy's church. Numerous phone calls, numerous emails, numerous other letters were sent to them. We also, their offices indicated that they were in receipt of our correspondence, and certainly we knew they were in receipt of the registered mail because it was return receipt. So we knew they were in receipt of that, but they indicated that they were in receipt. The original debate had been scheduled for January. And actually, we had discussed having it in December, and then we bumped it back to we had the room scheduled for December. We bumped it back to January, giving them more and more time to respond. And then I said, they haven't responded. That's it. We're having it. I wish that they were here. This is not about theatrics. This is not about drama. This is serious to me. Because while, sir, and I'm sorry I forget your first name, forgive me, but while you sit there and perform your job, and I'm sure you do a good job of it, that's not a slight or any type of left-handed comment or anything, not at all. I walk and work in the streets and areas of America that few people would ever know I'm in, because it's not advertised. I don't see these men there. I don't see these men eating and going into storefront Puerto Rican restaurants in the ghetto. I don't see them there. I don't see them working with people in street ministry. I don't see them, two ministers. When have you heard either one of them say, thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Bible, you must be born again? They're Protestant ministers. They're Baptists, for crying out loud. When have they said I'm outraged. Believe me, in the strongest possible terms, I'm offended that they haven't had the common decency, the courtesy to say, drop dead to you, nothing. Which just goes to show what I've always said, in the absence of concrete argument, silence reigns, or ad hominem attacks do. It would have been easy for them to say, look, you're not showing up, drop dead, fine. Then we have a decision to make. But they gave no indication, and they knew. Reverend Sharpton, when I was a guest on his TV show, debating homosexual marriage, said that I was one of the fiercest yet most polite and civil debaters he had ever faced. His words, not mine. Not mine. He said it. And he said it to the other persons from that happened to be from that were representing homosexual groups, and me. And I remember one distinct heated exchange. Well, he got heated. I smiled. He said, answer the question. And I said, Al, I did answer the question. You just don't like my answer. This is not theatrics to me. This is real. I take it personally. I'm not carrying a big sign, but you know what? If someone doesn't stand up, it's not getting any better. My son is not much older, or perhaps maybe a little younger than you. But he's going to have children one day, as you will, if you don't already. What America are these men providing for us? What America do we have when people can just disparage and other people, because of their privilege? How does it feel to sit through a class and find out that you're a white male, and you have privilege that others don't? And what does it take for you to believe that? Because quite honestly, I don't think you have any more privilege than I do. As a matter of fact, I don't think you have as much. Because I can always say it's because I'm black. You can't make that point.
Any other